Oh, I'm big. What in the world? Hello! Hello, everybody. How we doing today? Oh, we have a special opening for this stream today. How is everybody? Surprise, Lord. Dude, RuneScape is like, if you wanted to dedicate your life to any game, it's RuneScape. If you were gonna like spend all your time on something, there's so many reasons you should pick RuneScape. The number one being that like the development team for that game is the best. Like they care so much about their community. Living the dream, trying to feel better before I go to work. Love it. Looks like I'm eating TV static. Yeah, the notes are really important. Yeah, I'm glad everyone got that. Oh, man. I made it to where my stream is on a longer delay again, didn't I? Dang it. I'm doing better. I think, honestly, in the last 2 days, I've been back to full energy during the daytime. My mornings are still rough, but my daytime is like 10 times better than it was a week ago. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I obsessively played RuneScape growing up. I was never good at it, just to be clear. That's what's funny, is I was actually like never actually very good at RuneScape. I just liked it a lot. So we are beginning today's stream with something that has been requested for quite some time. I am, in fact, going to be doing a live deck build to start us off before we go into the decks that I finished. People have been asking for that for a while. And then we're going to make sure everyone knows whether or not their deck is on today and get that solved. Yeah. All right. I've got Mox Field up. I've got the live stream up. We've got chat. Now let me close anything I don't need open on my computer because having so much open on my computer is definitely not good for it. So let me fix that. Yes, we are peeking behind the curtain today. Okay, I don't need any of that. Close all that. We've got music. We've got the stream. Okay, nice. We have closed all unnecessary things on my computer so that way it doesn't slow down like crazy. Fantastic. Cool. Oh yeah. Lots of spoilers. So, today, let's get this up here. Let's go to the calendar. Here we go. Oh. Wait, why is... Did I misspell something? Weird. My decks aren't being properly... There we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me grab. There's the new deck. Okay, we're good. Woo, how is everybody? How are we doing today? Everyone ready for some decks? I really wish I could change it to be normal latency. Yeah, it stinks I can't change the latency while I'm streaming. I could relaunch the stream to fix that, but I don't think it's that big of a deal that we need to do that. Okay. We're not doing Twitch anymore. No, just YouTube for now. We'll figure out Twitch later. For now, I just wanted to do YouTube and have that done well. KV. Well, you're going to get some Prism news very soon. So, we just had a meeting today for the Prism, and we have officially put together a team dedicating to doing all the public website and Discord and all the other things for Prism. The group chat literally just got created during the beginning of the stream. So guys, I do have one piece of bad news. I do not know where the website developer is. They have not been online on Discord in 2 weeks now, or not 2 weeks. It's been a little less than that. Let me double check their last message was sent the 24th, and we have not received any response from them since the 29th. So we do not know what's going on, but the website developer is not responding to me. The website's done and is supposed to, they just need to click launch. So, I would be very shocked if they took the money and ran, because they're a decent large part of the community. Like, people know them well. So, and yes, I have seen the code. I'm just going to assume they were sick or something. I can still access the website offline. It's just not public right now is the problem. It's just the servers literally aren't connected. That's it. Let me get it up here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's still up for me to see. Let me show you guys. Yeah. See? Oh, so Exotech. If you would like to have your deck looked at, you just need to go over to the Patreon. Today we're actually making custom decks for patrons. So we're creating custom decks. Yeah, we're not reviewing decks. I have handmade decks for people. Yes, Enslow, we're about to update names, correct? So right now we have the Def Cats deck vault with the, the vault with all the decks and everything, and it's currently just not turned on, so it can't load the decks. See, it just says error loading decks. So yeah, we're just waiting on him to get back. He put Bo Burnham in for a little bit. That's funny, because he looks like me. Stores up, submissions. Yeah, unable to submit, but right now there is a... Yeah, that's fine. Like, people can go check it out. There's nothing on the deck, on the website right now. It's not working, so it's no big deal. But yeah. So right now we're just waiting for the website developer to get back to me and turn things on. So, yep. All right, everybody. Let's do this. Let's make the first ever live deck on stream. We've never done this before. We're going to look over here at a submission. This is a custom deck from Benjamin. Let's see. Let's see what I've been asked. I have not looked at this yet. Do you have a commander in mind? No. That's very common. People normally do not have a commander in mind when they ask me. They want to win with poison. Any way of poisoning opponents is okay. Okay. Bracket 3. Got it. They want at least green. Okay. Feel free to pick whatever. but I checked green. Okay. No combos, no budget. They don't like coffee, and they currently like the content. Okay, so all right. This is the least amount of direction I've seen for a deck for a while. What do we know? It needs to be bracket 3. It needs to have poison. That's it. That's it. You know, chat? I don't think this is a Finn deck. I don't think this is a Finn deck because we have a third piece of information. It says any way of poisoning is okay. I think we've all played against a Finn deck, right? We've all played against Finn. We get how Finn works. I think this needs to be a collection of all of the worst poison effects possible. I think, but it also, I do not want to make an Atraxa deck. I want to make something much bigger than an Atraxa deck. I don't think this guy has Atraxa vibes. Venerated Rot Priest was on my mind. Exactly. Venerated Rot. So the best ways of winning. Let's go grab them real quick. Let's go to new deck. December 3rd. This is going to be for Benj. And I have an idea for the commander. I think we're going to be using Ivy. Gleeful Spell Thief. I think that fits the most here. Commander Rehab. Okay. Here's my thought. We want Venerated Rot Priest for sure. I think we need Triumph of the Hordes. Oh, am I spelling Triumph incorrectly? I am. Let me look up that card. Triumph of the Hordes, MTG. Okay. And then Vizgraz. Yes. Yes. Vizgraz would be interesting. Let's look at that real quick. So, Vizgraz says, whenever Vizgraz the Doom Hive enters the battlefield, create 3 1/1 colorless Phyrexian Might artifact creature tokens with Toxic 1. This creature can't block. And then Vizgraz gets bigger for how much poison our opponents has. So Vizgraz is all about being a blink deck. That's the big thing. Oh, awesome. Eternal Abyss. Yes, everyone is getting updated tonight with the calendar. So everyone's going to know when they're getting their deck. The calendar is getting updated tonight with everyone's name and what stream they're going to be on Eternal Abyss. So stay tuned to the calendar on the Discord. So the reason I'm not going with Vizgraz is it becomes all about the commander, right? It is now I need to get my commander out as soon as possible, and it's not as flexible as I think using Gleeful can be, and I'll explain why. So then we have Finn. And Finn mono green, easy. And then we also want to have proliferation, obviously, for when we're hitting people. So what I'm going to do now, these are like the 3 different things that I really like about this. And the best thing is, Ivy says, whenever a player casts a spell that targets only one single creature other than Gleeful Spell Thief, you may copy that spell. And then the copy targets Ivy. I think the idea here is that works with Venerated Rot Priest. It allows us to pump and do things with Finn and our Death Touch creatures, and it allows us to use Triumph of the Hordes more effectively. So I'm thinking we want things like Glasspool Mimic, a Phyrexian Metamorph. If I could spell Phyrexian. And gosh, the vehicle one, the Gleeful copies, or the vehicle copy spell, Deceiver Mech, something Mech. It's like the not Deceiver Mech, the copy mech. I'll find it later. And the idea is we're going to be able to copy other Death Touch creatures. Orin Frostfang. We want these two here, just for normal ones. And yeah, Imposter Mech. Thank you. And then we're gonna want Spark Double. There we go. And those will be our main. Oh wait, there was no and Sakashima. Great. So these are the creature copies I want, and from here we're gonna do the instant and sorcery copies. Oh yeah, Infectious Bite, 100%. 100% we're doing Infectious Bite. And Prolonged Diaphoresis, 100%. 100%. So Infectious Bite says target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to a creature you don't control. Each opponent gets poison counter. And Prolonged Diaphoresis, each opponent gets poison counter, draw a card. We're going to be using that alongside the Landfall Proliferation guy. I forgot his name. Landfall Proliferation. Yes, Evolution Sage. Nice. And then we're going to go to Scryfall here, and we're going to look for copy target creature. It needs to be within blue and green. And we're looking for an instant or sorcery that does this. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to put my deck over here on the left, put Scryfall over here on the right, and we're going to go, okay. Choose target creature you control. Each other creature you control becomes a copy of it until end of turn. That goes in, and we can just drag it right over here. Yep, double major. Exactly. Double major is great. Croaking Counterpart. Shadow Shape. And then what other ones do I like in here? Elminster Simulacrum is pretty hype, but that's opponent's stuff and not what we're doing, but I do love that card. Nanogene Conversion, also awesome episode of Doctor Who, one of my favorite episodes of all time. Quasi Duplicate. Quantum Misalignment. Rite of Replication. C double. Now we don't need C double. Self-Reflection. Spitting Image. We don't need Sakashima's Will. We already have a couple things that do that. Definitely 3 steps ahead. And I think that's enough. I like that. Sword of Truth and Justice. Ooh, yeah. Good idea. Next, we're going to look at opponent. So opponent poison counter. Must have spelled something wrong. So opponent gets poison. There we go. I'm spelling poison wrong. There we go. So that's the only two we have in terms of instant and sorceries. I didn't realize that instant and sorcery still collected. Great. Great. Yeah, Bloodroot Apothecary. Very good. Decimator Web. Mycosynth Fiend. Very good. And the Seed Core. Just one. We're just doing one deck build live today. Everything else will just be shown off. Benj, it is your deck. Benjamin, we are doing your deck live today. Okay. The next portion we're doing here, everybody. You ready? This is a little thing I like to do. I have little bookmarks here. And it automatically adds things that I would add to my decks. This is a little secret thing that'll be a part of my guide series, what I just did. But as you can see, we now have all of our lands and all of our casual stuff filled out instantly. And because this is a proxy deck, I don't need to worry about how much everything is. We only need to worry about the game changers that are in it. It'll be a part of the guide series. Oh, how did these work, Noi? Yeah, I'm talking about getting your deck done, getting a custom deck. You just head on over to my Patreon, good sir. Tis all you must do. And now we want to look at more things that allow us to use Finn. Because like we talked about, we have Finn, we have Venerated Rot Priest, and we have Triumph of the Hordes. And now we're making tons and tons and tons of copies and making lots of copy spells. Acting like I just won't ball out. I love that. That goes hard. That goes hard. So now we have an insane amount of mana. We have a good amount of instants and sorceries. We're still at bracket 3 though. So we are not going to go the counterspell route with this. We're going to go into targeting. We are Tiger Lady. We are going over the backlog. We are. We're just starting stream with something interesting today. We're just starting with something fun, just to kick things off. So we're going to be going things like Legolas's Quick Reflexes, Snake Skin Veil, and Blossoming Defense. Actually, Tamio's Safekeeping would make more sense. Yeah. So these will be effects that will protect our commander and protect our creatures. We're going to add in a Heroic Intervention for posterity's sake. Very good. And then from there, now that we have our copy spells set up, we want to make sure we have things like Parallel Lives, and Doubling Season for when we are making our extra effects, as well as making extra tokens, because we're going to be making a lot of tokens. So one of my favorite things to put in there as like an extra to this is Fairy Artisans. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, you can make a copy of it. It's just a fun card, And since this deck is a bracket 3, I want to make sure we're including just some fun things that aren't perfectly optimized for the game plan, that are still interesting and work with some of our cards. So Fairy Artisans is where I'm going with that. So Orin Frostfang gives all of our creatures Death Touch. That is massive with Finn and massive with Venerated Rot Priest, and is a core part of this list. So this list does not need a Gaia's Cradle. That does not need to be one of our slots in terms of having game changers. We really want to be finding these creatures because they're basically secret commanders. So Worldly Tutor, Sylvan Tutor, probably Natural Order, definitely Invasion of Ikoria, and Finale of Devastation. And so Natural Order and Worldly Tutor were our 2 game changers from that. After that, I think the best thing we can do to make sure we still overrun with poison is continually put in more Death Touch creatures that we like. So let's look into Death Touch creatures and see if any of them fit our current game plan. That way we can still make sure Finn is properly supported. Yes, Nature's Rhythm. I don't know if we really make enough to make Nature's Rhythm as worth it as any of the other ones, and I don't want to have a too high concentration of spells. But the biggest thing I really want to do is add something like Eldritch Evolution, which technically targets a creature. Oh, it's just a sack, so it doesn't target. Never mind. I was about to say if it's a target creature, we could copy with our commander and get 2 creatures, but what are some things that we like in this deck that have Death Touch? Let's see if anything. Death Touch and adds mana. It's kind of nice. Elvish Warmaster gives all of our elves Death Touch and makes tokens. That's amazing with our strategy, considering we are already copying tokens. Let's see if anything else does multiple things. Very nice. Hornet Nest makes insect creature tokens with flying and Death Touch. That is awesome. Yes, I like that. Nature's Rhythm is better. There we go. Hornet Queen is massive with this deck. Gives us Death Touch creatures and it makes tokens, which we're doubling. Super effective. All within the color scheme we're in. More Death Touch and mana. Very good. Ocame Adversary, a way to draw cards. And as Death Touch. Let's see here. Anything else we want? Nothing overwhelmingly strong. We're gonna make sure we do our due diligence, though. I think we're all good. Yep. Good. Now, we're gonna search for cards within this that do proliferate. Bloated Contaminator, Bloom Hulk, Canker Bloom, all insanely good cards. Oh, Dreamtide Whale. Incredible. Contaminant Grafter. We don't. Not yet, at least. Let's look that up. So let's do a little hear me out here. Whoops. There we go. So Contaminant Grafter says whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, proliferate. Absolutely great hear me out. Great hear me out. Love it, love it, love it. Awesome. Very good. Contaminant Grafter in the deck. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's keep looking through Scryfall here. See what else we find. Ah, Counterspell and Proliferate. Love it. Inexorable Tide. Kind of goated. I think that's enough proliferation. That was actually a really good amount. And then the Sword of Truth and Justice is just fun. We all love that card. We're going to put that in. So we have one more slot for a game changer. And I'm feeling like we want to grab Survival of the Fittest, if it's still considered a game changer. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Yeah, Survival of the Fittest. Yes, you got... Man, Jacob, you called my last one. It's Sereth. This is one of my favorite cards. It's so awesome. Untapped have Hexproof, and other tapped have Death Touch. It's so good. So good. And it's protection in and of itself. Such a great deck. Okay, let's test our deck. Oh, wow. Very fun hand with Ramp, Fairy Artisan, and we have Contaminant Grafter. Oh, we didn't do one thing. We need to make sure we fix our lands. Make sure all the fetches match colors. So we have Forest, 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 Island, Island, Forest, Swamp or Plain. Nope. Island, good. Let's say my Swamp or Mountain. Nope. Mountain or Plains. Nope. And then add in. There we go. Okay. 2 fetches. Great. And we have a Bop. Ooh. And Dreamtide. And then we have Duskbloom. And then we have a way to give poison counters, which is the Decimator Web. That's a pretty strong hand. That's pretty nasty. That's pretty nasty. And we have ways to proliferate. So we can keep this hand. So, oh wow. Turn 1 Gleeful. Draw. We're going to grab Tropical Island. And we're going to play Birds of Paradise. Next turn, play a land. And then play out our commander. And we're going to use this Lotus Petal for something different later. Awesome. Okay. Yavimaya Coast. And then we'll pay 4 to get Decimator Web out, because that is our way to give people poison right now. Scalding Tarn, go get Breeding Pool. Nice. Okay, good. What happened, what I thought would happen, happened. Dreamtide Whale. That's our first spell for the turn. Lotus. Oh, yeah. We have to do... Oh, we didn't do Decimator Web first, though. That's fine. We'll do that next turn. Yeah, A7X Beatty. Rip Rev. Rip Rev. Best drummers of all time. So we pay 3 for Dreamtide Whale. And then we'll... Oh, man. So this doesn't work the way I wanted it to. That's okay. That's okay. So we won't play Dreamtide Whale this turn. We'll pay 4. We'll pay 3 and do the Deathbloom Gardener. Yeah, I like that more. I think that's kind of where we're at. As long as we get a land next turn, we can pull off some crazy shenanigans, but I think we'll just set up the Dreamtide Whale for now and leave it at that. Play a land. We'll pay 3 mana for our first spell for the turn. Or 4 mana, sorry. So no spells. And we'll play... we'll tap Decimator Web. We're going to give one of our... target opponent loses 2 life and gets a poison counter. Yeah, it's only 1. That's fine. So we're doing that. Happens. Then we'll play Lotus Petal. That'll be our second. Dreamtide will proliferate that. And then now our opponent gains a second poison counter. Then we'll pay 3 for Glasspool Mimic. And it will become a copy of Dreamtide Whale. So now we have more proliferation. Next turn, we will pay 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bonk. And we'll give someone else a poison counter. And then, because we can't cast both these this turn, to activate this, we'll wait till next turn to make sure we have another spell. Oh my gosh, we got an Inexorable Tide. Ooh. Okay. That changes a lot. Huh. I still think this is the right call. So we'll pay 3 and 2 life. Phyrexian Metamorph, our Dreamtide Whale. Now we have 3 Dreamtide Whales. And then we'll pay 3 for an Inexorable Tide. And we'll proliferate 3 times. Or not, sorry, Deathbloom. Second, and we'll proliferate 3 times. So now someone has 5 poison counters and the other person has 6. Oh my gosh. Oh, and then we have Containment Grafter. Yeah, okay, cool. So we were able to work off of just Decimator Web. That's awesome. Let's try to work off of a different spell. Oh, that's Decimator Web again. Let's take that back. Okay. Prolonged Phyresis and Dreamtide Whale in the same hand. That's pretty dope. Okay. Draw for turn. City of Brass, or actually we'll do Command Tower. Land of Werewolves. Okay. Overflowing Brazen, 3 mana for Dreamtide Whale. The next turn, City of Brass, we'll do 2 for Ivy, and then 2 for Prolonged Phyresis. Give everyone... Oh, wait, we'll have to do Prolonged Phyresis first. Give everyone a poison counter, draw a card, then cast Ivy. Very awesome. Yeah, Sylvan Tutor art is dope. Land. Ooh, and we got Infectious Bite. Okay, so we can kill someone very quickly. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow, okay. So, we'll play Infectious Bite. It will then copy and target Ivy. So now our opponents, we'll use like a little token tracker here. Where is Infect? Is there a way to track Infect? Okay. Yeah, gain 1 poison. Where is that tracked? Poison. Okay. So we gave everyone 1 with Prolonged Phyresis. We just gave everyone with Infectious Bite and then another one, so they're at 3. That goes to the graveyard. Then we pay 3 for Deathbloom, which is our second spell. So now everyone is getting another one due to Dreamtide Whale. Very dope. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is awesome. So flip this card over for 5 mana. Create a target. Choose target creature you control. Each other creature you control becomes a target until end of turn. That is dope. Except those creatures aren't legendary. Nice, nice, nice. So we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana this turn. So sadly, we can't double spell. We can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Target Llanowar Elves. That makes Llanowar... Now, all other creatures also are Llanowar Elves. And then... Or, sorry, the Death Bloom. We'll do the Death Bloom Gardener. Now they can all tap for mana. Fairy Artisan. Oh, but now it's not its own self, so it doesn't get to proliferate. So we can't do that either. I guess it would... Because it wouldn't see the cast. It wouldn't see the cast. So we'd have to do Fairy Artisan first. Yeah. So yeah, there's lots of ways to use Ivy. Earlier when we used Infectious Bite on Dreamtide Whale, it copied it. So Ivy allows us to use a lot of her copy strengths to add more poison. But the deck consists of a Venerated Rock Priest win line, a Finn the Fangbearer win line, and a Triumph of the Hordes win line, which is really dope. Where's Triumph of the Hordes? It's sorcery, isn't it? There it is. Or Triumph of the Hordes win line. Very awesome. I wonder how much an original foil is. 70. Woo! What's up, Landoran? Awesome. Well, that was our first live deck creation. I hope all of you enjoyed that. That was pretty cool. I definitely enjoyed it. So now let's start going through the backlog. Our next deck up today is... Let's see here. For JJ. JJ asked for a fully anime deck that can fight at a consistent level. So we included a bracket 3 version, and then I gave JJ upgrades, but this is a completely anime deck. That is everything that it is. That is all I was allowed to use on top of that. Today we have JJ, Robin Zamor, WikiWing, Braden, Ian, Jacob, and Zach. That's who we have left. Tomorrow, we literally have 3 times as many decks. Tomorrow is going to be a massive stream. Like, we're going to be covering so many people. I'm updating the calendar tonight with everybody's names. And then Friday is the big day. We're streaming all day Friday. And the good thing is, don't worry, if you guys are at work, if you guys can't make it, your deck's getting clipped, so that way you can find it. So you'll have a link to it later to watch, if you don't get to catch it live. So, Yuna Grand Summoner. I was asked to make a fully anime deck that doesn't use, it makes little use of chibi art. So we used as least amount as I could while still fitting to the theme. These are the only chibis I still kept into the deck. That's it. Everything is meant to be what is considered a more traditional anime art. So I use as least chibi art as possible. And still creating what I wanted to. So the idea is that Yuna acts as a balance between ramping the deck and putting +1/+1 encounters on things. And so I wanted to make a bracket 3 anime list all about making tokens, so then you can also use anime tokens. That's awesome, Ethan. Yeah, you'll be seeing your decks in the next 2 days. The idea for this deck is that you are going to be creating tons and tons of tokens, and I wanted to let people be able to do what I do, which is whenever I play decks, I often have anime tokens. You guys might not be able to see these as well, but I use like Evangelion tokens like this. And I'll use these as the pilots for my Shorikai deck, which is very fun. And because I wanted to make a fully anime, or this person requested a fully anime deck, we are doing a full anime deck that allows you to use anime tokens, because there's a lot of anime card games out there. So we have things like a Johnny, Mentor of Heroes, Elspeth, Sun's Champion, and Garrick, the Wild Speaker, in order to create these tokens to have more fun with anime. And then we have lots of ways to copy them, as well as pump our creatures. Go-Go, Master of Mimicry, also allows us to create copies. We're going to have doubling of these triggers via Delany Streetwise Navigator, Mirror Image, and lots of ways to also then Spark Double and Sakashima, and then Starfield Vocalist. If a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent trigger, triggers an additional time. So that means we're going to be getting more of our tokens because, thankfully, Doubling Season has anime art as well as a couple of the other token doublers. We're also going to be using Defense of the Heart as a backup win condition for this deck. So at the beginning of your upkeep, if an opponent controls 3 or more creatures, sacrifice Defense of the Heart. Search your library for up to 2 creature cards and put them onto the battlefield. So Defense of the Heart should, in theory, go grab us Craterhoof Behemoth and Clever Impersonator. This will immediately double the Craterhoof effect, and we will all swing in with insane amounts of damage. So Defense of the Heart is the way we do that, and all we need is our tiny little 2/2 and 1/1 tokens in order to do that. That is the entire point. So this deck aims to win on turn 8, not a second earlier, as it is supposed to be a casual Fun Bracket 3 list. This is a really good opening hand with no like direction, and the biggest issue with it is it's only plains and islands. Dang it, because I can only use anime lands, and those are only basics. There's no like anime version of other lands. So all right, what else we got here? Nope. Oosh, flooded. Ah, much better. Oh, no blue. Oh, scene. Thank you. Also, let's check this out. Let's go to Scryfall. Let's look up if there are anime lands. Let me do a quick advanced Scryfall search for this. Give me 2 seconds. Let me look at the syntax guide. Because there might be some lands that we can still grab. Let's check this out. Okay. Very nice. Okay, we do have some anime art lands. So let's fix that, because only having basics sucks. And we need things with other color types. So let's exit some of these basics and start adding in some better lands. So we have that. Bogegu, little Boseiju action going on. Oh yeah, no lands that give us extra colors other than those. Darn. Yeah, that's the only one we've got. Yep. Bummer. Big bummer. That's okay. We will add a little more green than other colors though. Okay. Back to playtesting that. Awesome. Not too bad. So we have Snapcaster and Enigma, but not enough mana in hand. Iced Out. Oh my goodness. Yo. We got Burgeoning, which is awesome. And we have all the colors for Yuna. I think we're just supposed to keep this. Burgeoning. And then we put out all the colors for Yuna. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yuna. And then Burgeoning. Land Return. Yeah, it's like, I don't think we're really supposed to be looking for a fast hand in this deck. I just don't think that's how this wants to play due to the anime restriction. Because, like, you do all this, but now what? Right? You need more things to do in hand. So, I think the issue with trying to do an anime-only deck with, like, a hardcore anime restriction, even the lands, is the issue with the basics. But there are good hands out there, and I think this one looks actually excellent. So, of course, we don't have a forest. See? We don't have a forest. If we had a forest, it was land, Birds of Paradise, or actually it was land, Carpet of Flower, Birds of Paradise if our opponent has an island. And then it's turn 2 Yuna into, like, so many other things. I mean, 2 mana from Carpet, Delny, and then 3 to Chord of Calling. Chord of Calling, X equals 2, and you can get Bloom Tender. Oh my gosh. I mean, there's just so many good combos here as long as you have the lands. So we're going to act like they solve the anime issue with the lands, because that's something that I can't do because I'm just asked to build it this way. But now you just have a crazy amount of mana. So you tap, add 1 mana of any color, and then when you cast your next creature spell, that creature comes in with an additional 2+1/+1 counters. This will trigger twice due to Delny, which is awesome. And then whenever another permanent you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, if it had 1 or more counters on it, you may put that number of 1/1 counters on a target creature. So we're going to make use of that real quick. We're going to pay 2, and we're going to play out Snapcaster Mage. Snapcaster Mage triggers twice due to when it enters, we're going to target an instant or sorcery and get to replay it. The problem is we only have 1 instant or sorcery we really want in our graveyard right now. So instead of playing out Snappy now, because it does have flash, it's not our graveyard, we tap Bloom Tender for 1, 2, 3, makes 3 mana, and 4, 5, 6, 7 from Carpet, 7, 8, 9. And we're going to be able to Blue Sun Zenith, X equals 6. Awesome. And that gets us our land that we needed for this turn. And then we'll move to cleanup step. Very good, very good. Play a land. Ooh. Guardian Project's really good here because we're going to get to draw cards as well. But we did find something to start making tokens. So that does make this a little interesting. What way do we want to do this? We have so much mana to work with too. I love this. Well, we want Chord of Calling back with Snapcaster eventually. But that's starting to feel like a win condition. So I would say we use 2 from Carpet, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Elspeth. So we can start making tokens. And we're going to create 3 1/1 white creature tokens. Oops. So we have 3 soldiers now. But we still have access to 6 mana. So Guardian Project sounds good for the card draw. But we also have this Crystal Fragment that we can go out and play. So we can play both. So we'll tap everything. Guardian Project and Crystal Fragment. Awesome. It can't attach it yet, though. We need 1 more for that. Next turn. Play a land. We can also... Ooh. We can flip this if we want to, and then it can draw a card as well. That'd be interesting. That'd be really cool. A couple ways we could do that. Because we do have the mana for that, and we don't really want to do Snapcaster this turn because we don't have enough for Craterhoof to win us the game yet. So yeah, I think it's play and then flip the land. And then it has crewing, but it currently has summoning sickness. Yeah, I think that's the way we do it. And then we create 3 more tokens. Awesome. Play a land. Create 3 more tokens. And then we cast Snapcaster Mage. Tap the rest of our mana. Probably not. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then crew the other soldiers. And we get to recast Chord of Calling with Snapcaster Mage. And then that will give us enough mana to go grab Craterhoof. Snapcaster Mage enters the battlefield. Guardian Project triggers. Craterhoof enters. Guardian Project triggers. And then our creatures get plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, so all of our creatures have plus 16, plus 16. So we have 16 damage. And also they have been entering with the extra +1/+1 counters if we did use Una. So 16, what? 35. 53. 70. And 16 for that, so 93. We have 93 damage with Trample because Snapcaster doesn't have haste. And then we also have an extra 5, so we have 98 damage on turn 7 in an anime-only deck. And if the threshold for how much damage we needed to win the game was lower... Oh, I'm not even talking... I'm so dumb. We have way more than 93 damage. I'm ridiculous. We have all these soldier tokens that are untapped. We literally have 6 of them. Okay, yeah. We probably could have done that a turn earlier and still won. We definitely could have done that a turn earlier and still won. So turn 6, for sure. For sure. But yeah, there is an anime-only strategy. I think the best anime-only strategies currently revolve around... tokens and creatures, which is more fun for anime in general, in my opinion, because you get to, you know, show off anime tokens that you might want to play. The problem is, if your restriction really does say no chibi at all, that makes it a little harder to make like a really fun functional deck if your restriction's hardcore to anime. So I did my best I could without spending like an obsessive amount of time over making this happen. Oh, whoops, gotta switch that printing over to the anime printing. Yeah, God, I love that foiling for Omniscience. It's so sick. I have the Judge foil personally, but oh my gosh, that one looks sick. So awesome. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the anime only deck. Next up, Robin Zamor. We made another Ivy for someone earlier that is only based around, like, solely venerated Rot Priest originally, and then I was asked to make one all about Orvar mixed with Vesuvian Diplomacy. So it says, whenever you cast a spell that targets only a single artifact or creature you control, create a token that's a copy of that artifact creature, except it's not legendary. So Vesuvian Diplomacy plus Ivy is cracked, because now you can continually make copies of Ivy and it doesn't matter. You can just spam them like it's no one's business. We already went over an Ivy deck today that does exactly that, so I'm not going to spend an insane amount of time on this. But a very large part in making sure this deck works is making sure you get things like Yisan and other tutors out to go get things like Sakashima and Spark Double to make that work. This deck was also on a heavy budget comparatively to the other deck we were talking about. It was so the other deck we had no budget. This is a $300 budget, which if we go to buy deck, we select mana pool, it's only $227. So we definitely came in under budget, which is great. And the biggest thing this deck needs is more spells that copy creatures. Right now, it's really only rocking 3 steps ahead in that department. That's the only thing it needs, but that would break the issue with the with the budget we were given for this deck. But I do think Ivy is one of the best commanders in the whole game in terms of enabling strategies. And is a great pick for a numerous amount of decks. And this time it was actually requested. So that was really cool. Another large part in what I find fun about these decks is that it gives you so many lines. So within Commander, you don't want to feel like whenever you play a deck that you just need to get lucky in finding your pieces or tutoring the right pieces. And I love commanders that just generically enhance your ability to find more lines. And that's what Ivy does so well. Ivy just doubles whatever you're already attempting to accomplish, regardless of the target. And I think that's a design choice that Wizards should continue on. And honestly, that's a really good video idea. I should talk about that more often. Let me make a note of that. That's a good idea. What is a perfectly designed commander? That's a good video. All right, I made note of that. What is a perfectly designed commander? That's great. Okay, cool. So, Rodman, I hope you enjoy that. Deck is super stacked with proliferation at your budget level. And then we use Fauna Shaman as a replacement for Survival of the Fittest. And then we also made sure to keep in some fun, such as Sage of Hours, because you are going to be making a lot of +1/+1 encounters, and it's fun. Our next one is WikiWing. WikiWing requested for a fun bracket 4 version of Celeste Rune Knight. KV, yes. Perfect commanders draw cards in terms of perfect for viability in competitive play. Absolutely. That is absolutely the best thing possible, because the idea around what makes something perfect is that fast mana, technically speaking, fast mana is the most important thing in the game, because without mana, you can't play the game. Then, secondary to fast mana, the most important thing in the game is card draw, because tutoring is good and all, don't get me wrong, but card draw is more powerful when the deck is already compact with good cards. You don't need tutors at that point. And or the tutors are just extra copies of the cards you already want. So it's mana, then it's card draw, and then it's something that can win you the game. And so that's why Rograk is considered the best commander in a lot of ways. Rograk, and then definitely Timna Akram, because if all you find in your opening hand is mana, you still have a great game plan. Even if you find absolutely nothing good in your hand, it's just a bunch of mana. As long as it's fast mana, Timna Akram is absolutely cracked. And I'll never forget this. We were recording for a Playing with Power game. This was like 3 years ago. And I started developing competitive decks based around that theory that, like, oh, the only thing I need in my deck is mana, tutors, and win cons. That's all I need. And then my commanders are my card draw. And somehow, on turn 1, because they had just released Jewel Lotus, it was like Command Tower, Lotus Petal, I think a Chrome Mox, Mana Crypt, Jewel Lotus, and Dark Ritual. And I was able to cast Timna and Crom on turn 1, both of them. It was so stupid. And then I had more cards than everyone else by the time it was my turn, because I was in seat 1. It was one of those things where, like, the person across from you is just like, I'm so tired of playing against you. Very fun day. We didn't end up airing the episode because it was, like, so stupid. Like, it was absolutely ridiculous how lucky I got. It made for such a boring game. So we have a Celeste bracket 4 version, and then they asked for upgrades to make sure they can still play CDH, and so all the upgrades are here. The things that we took out are some tutors, Adnos for fast win lines, and then the Lion's Eye Diamond Underworld Breach combo. And instead, we left in a Grinding Station combo. Blasting Station's supposed to be in there. I must have accidentally took that out for an extra basic. I was wondering why I was able to put some extra basics in earlier. Okay, good. So what we're able to do is, with Celeste out, Celeste says, whenever one or more creatures you enter or you control enter, if one or more of them enter the graveyard or was cast from a graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on each one of your creatures. Yo, good morning, Vietnam. Vietman. Vietman is hilarious. What's up, Valeroni? So the bracket 4 win line for this deck is with Lesser Masticore. It has Persist, and that plus something like a Murderous Red Cap as well. And then Blasting Station allows us to go infinite with our commander. So let's showcase that in a playtest here. Ooh, okay. We have a tutor, 3 lands, and some fast mana, and Birgi, and Necromancy. There's a lot you can do with this hand. Goodness gracious. So Enlightened Tutor can go get Masticore or the Station. Birgi only helps us if we're trying to storm off, and Mox Opal's only fast mana if we have 2 or more artifacts. Right now, not feeling like that's really a cohesive game plan, but all good cards. So we'll reset on that. Okay. Very good hand. We have half a win con, fast mana, card draw and fast mana, card draw, and more mana, and two lands for it. This is disgusting. This is perfect. Today is going great, Valeroni. Thank you for asking. So we'll draw. Windswept Heath goes to graveyard. And then we're going to go grab probably Taiga. Or not Taiga. Oh, what's white-red? What am I thinking of? White-red is... Oh, did I not leave the True Duels in here? I don't think I did. I think that's why. Yeah, I don't think we left... No, we did. We left Duels in here. Because it is a proxy-friendly... It's not Taiga. What's white-red? I see Badlands and I see Scrublands. Oh, nice, Anime King. That is so awesome. Congratulations. Am I silly? Have I passed it twice now? Because I know Sacred Foundry is the shock. But do we not have the... Oh, Plateau. There we go. Great. Plateau into Esper Sentinel. Yippee! Esper Sentinel probably draws us like 1 card. Go to our next turn. Command Tower into Lotho. Sadly, we don't have a second spell to cast this turn, but that is okay. Someone also probably make us 1 treasure at minimum, and we'll draw 1 extra card. Shock in Sacred Foundry. We officially have an outlet for a win and an enabler for a win. That's pretty cool. And we have Bolt Bend to protect us, which is also really good. We're going to pay 3 mana for Professional Facebreaker. We're then going to exile Simian Spirit Guide, crack a treasure, and play Goblin Bombardment to set us up for the future, which triggers Lotho and makes us another treasure. Awesome. Okay, we'll then attack with Esper Sentinel Lotho, and we'll create a treasure token. We'll say only one of them gets to hit. That's totally normal in a game. Next turn, I will say we drew 1 from Esper Sentinel. There we go. We won. We won the game. Kiddo. A cat is meowing downstairs. He's lonely. This is the win right here. So now we can play out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Abdel Adrian, which creates a second token. Once we play Lotus Petal, we'll make another treasure token through Lotho. Awesome. Oh yeah, Valeroni, I am currently on the wrong screen, so you guys can't see what I'm doing. I am so sorry about that. So Vegas is up to whether or not that my panels get approved is currently the plan. So right now I'm talking to Wizards of the Coast about being able to do 2 different events. And if they don't let me do the events there, I think I'm going to hold off. I will let you know ASAP. Okay, so we paid 5 mana, played Adrian, played Lotus Petal, trigger Lotho, made an extra treasure. We'll then go to attacks, attack, get 2 more treasure tokens. Or let's say even right now, we're unable, we can't go to attacks. Everyone's blocked. Let's say it's worst case scenario. We'll pay 2 through our treasures, and we're going to animate dead Abdel, and we're going to sacrifice Abdel Adrian, deal 1 damage to someone, animate dead Abdel Adrian. Abdel will come in, will then exile animate dead, and Abdel will go back to the graveyard. Animate dead re-enters the battlefield, and Abdel comes back. And every time we do that, we're making a 1/1. And then we'll sacrifice a soldier infinitely, because we'll make infinite soldiers through this. Hold on. We gotta make infinite. Come on. There we go. We've made infinite. And then we'll use Goblin Bombardment to go whoop, boom, win game. Oh, Moxfield does not like that, me highlighting all that. It is getting, there we go, boom, win game. Sacrifice everything with Goblin Bombardment. That's all we'll leave. Because that's all we need. And then, during that whole ordeal, if anyone tried to mess with us, we had enough mana for Bolt Bend in order to stop a counterspell. Or, if we wanted to, we could have waited an extra turn before we did what we just did and casted Ranger Captain. Ranger Captain says, when it enters the battlefield, we search for a creature. Not important. The big thing it says is, sacrifice it. Your opponents can't cast non-creature spells this turn. And that would have locked our opponents out from trying to stop us. So, the other good thing, too, is if we have found any of the other creatures other than Abdel, such as Masticore, we could have, instead of using Goblin Bombardment, we could have used Celeste and had unlimited ways to sack Masticore, and then Celeste would have brought Masticore back, and we would have continually sacked it. Yeah, this deck's nasty. Yep, and so this is effectively the Celeste CDH thing carved out so where it doesn't have the fast mana, and it also doesn't have the Underworld Breach lines. So it's supposed to be bracket 4, it's supposed to be fast, but we're not trying to be CDH. So CDH is all about adhering to the meta, and the meta thing is doing the Underworld Breach combo. And so I took out the meta portions of the deck, especially cards that you would normally see within the CDH meta, such as Adnaz, and we instead filled it up with flavorful ways to use the commander to win, such as Masticore, such as Murderous Redcap, such as Luris. That way we get to play the deck in a more flavorful bracket 4 way, as requested. How are we feeling so far, guys? How are we liking this? Pretty good commander, right? All right, next up is another bracket 4 version of a CDH deck. This is for Noctis, Prince of Lucas. Oh, Anime King. Yes, for Danny. For Danny. Oh, Noctis Heir Apparent. I believe that's already been shown. Let's check the page we have for that. I want to make sure that you can get your, whoops, I accidentally closed my stuff off screen. Let's check. Is for Danny. Yep, I see you in queue. Let me check my Moxfield real quick for you. Oh, no worries. Don't worry. So the reason people don't know if they have their deck or not right now is due to an issue. We do not know where the website designer is. Like, he's just been absent. He hasn't been on Discord, and we were supposed to launch on December 1st. Like, everyone was supposed to have their decks via the website. We don't know what's going on. We don't know where the website designer is. I've already paid him. So, he's a really good guy. I don't think he, like, ran off with the money or anything like that. Absolutely not. I just think he's, like, sick or something else going on in his personal life. So, we're waiting on him right now. Let's see here, because he hasn't been online at all. Like, it's not like he's just ignoring me specifically. Let's look at this, the Heir Apparent deck. Oh, a Noctis Heir Apparent deck got finished for Otter Pirate. We're waiting on yours right now. Yours is in queue. It's deck number 182. It is... Yep, you'll be seeing it by this Friday. Absolutely. A flavorful Mirage deck. Ooh. So, like, Mirage as in... We're talking about the set, right? A set flavored around Mirage. Honestly, if you want to build around Mirage as, like, the set for flavor, for those of you who aren't as familiar with Magic the Gathering sets, here's Mirage. That's what it looks like. It was all about... Yes, Sam, I make all the decks myself. I do this full time. So, there's a couple things about Mirage. Every color has a, like, disturbingly different vision of the world that they're in, of what Mirage is supposed to be. Personally, I think the best way flavorfully to play through Mirage is look at the colors first and figure out in your head what is Mirage. Because Mirage, to me... When I look at this art, as we're like scrolling through this, whenever I'm playing with Mirage cards, I most closely tie the art style to the cards that are in blue, black, and white. Like, blue, black, and white are the most Mirage looking cards to me personally. So I'd find a blue, black, white commander if I was the one building this, and I would try to put in all the art that makes sense with the blue, black, and white. White mostly deals with combat damage in this set. Blue mostly deals with, you know, tricking other people, and it does have dragons, so it's not bad. And then black is in a really unique portion where it was full of combo pieces within black. Lots of cards in the set get used for combos nowadays. But if you're really all about the art for this and you only want to pick from Mirage and you still want to get gameplay out of it, because obviously it's really difficult to find people to play bracket 1 with, I would do everything you can to make a deck within the colors that you enjoy that make most sense to what Mirage is to you, and try to power it up to the level of a precon and make a, like, Mirage precon. And then, due to the fact there's no mechanical understanding with, like, how Mirage works, I would literally find your favorite Mirage art and make your own custom card. I would just make a custom precon commander for Mirage. You know what I mean? Like, whenever you play a card with blank, X happens from Mirage. I think that's the best way to do it. Like, make your own Mirage precon, because back then there were no precon commanders. So I think that's the best solution to it. And I think people would enjoy that, you know? I don't think you're going to get flack from everyone in terms of that. So we are doing Braden's Noctis Prince of Lucas list. This was a D-Power request from CDH to bracket 4, and we were asked, or sorry, to bracket 3, and we were asked, no, bracket 4, yeah, bracket 4. Yeah, absolutely, Nergy. I hope you enjoy. Any tips? Oh, yes, absolutely. If you would like to get help making a deck, what I'm doing right now is I'm making decks for people that have requested it. Head on over to my Patreon, and you're going to be able to get a deck made of any type. So, Gray, if you want a deck made by me custom, just head on over to my Patreon. I probably need to put it in the description for our stream today, don't I? Oops. Yeah, let me put the Patreon in the description. Sorry about that. Probably pretty important to link the thing we're doing. Just a thought, you know? Just a thought. There you go. It is now in the description. Sorry about that. It is time that we show off this bracket 4 Noctis deck. It is insanely fun. And it provides a playstyle of sitting and waiting, countering, doing the Esper thing, being a control style, and then going for instant speed flash wins with now unbanned Gifts Ungiven. So Gifts Ungiven, oh, sorry, my cat's like chasing something. Oh, he ate it. Okay. Interesting. He must have found a gnat. Gifts Ungiven has an amazingly cool combo inside of Noctis. So Noctis says, whenever you cast you may cast artifact spells from your graveyard by paying 3 additional life to paying their other costs. If you cast a spell this way, that artifact enters with a finality counter on it. A finality counter says if it goes to the graveyard, it gets exiled. So for $418, I made a bracket 4 Noctis deck, all about controlling the game. So let's look into this. The deck is filled with things like Voice of Victory, Grand Abolisher to keep us safe. And then we have things like Polywog Prodigy to draw cards, and Misdirection in order to keep our commander safe. So, at bracket 4, with this budget level, we don't have access to fast mana. So we do need to play the game out a little slow. So Misdirection is massive here in order to keep us alive. So we'll play Exotic Orchard and we'll pass. But let's say one of our friends plays Rhystic Study. We're going to cast Commandeer by exiling Polywog and Misdirection. Those go to exile, and we'll take control of it. And now we have ourselves our own Rhystic Study. So let's make a little Rhystic Study. Let's get they have the little book. Boop, boop, boop. And then they're in their little collared shirt, right? There we go. Little shoulder pad things. Little white dots in the shoulder pads there. Little black trim down on the rest of the shirt. They have like black dreads for hair. There we go. And then uh-oh. How do I I gotta erase. Oh no. There we go. This is going pretty well. It's going pretty well. We're getting there. And then their legs are up. They got their knee up, right? Their little feet up. And then they're in that big chair. Yeah. Rhystic Study. we have a Rhystic Study. That'll go to graveyard, and then we'll draw a card through Rhystic, and then on the third person's turn, we'll draw another card through Rhystic. So we'll play a land. We now have Silence and Voice of Victory, which is really dope, to keep the game going here. And I think we'll play out our Voice of Victory first because it does allow us to have a little aggro. We'll draw some extra cards on our opponent's turn with our Rhystic we totally earned. And then we'll play out Lurrus for some redundancy later, because right now we don't really want to cast Toxic Deluge. Next turn, land. We will we'll play the island. We'll steal someone's commander. Let's say it's like a Tymna. That's very, very common at high brackets. We'll steal a Volatile Stormdrake. And so we'll get a little Tymna token here. Let's see here. Give Tymna their hair. They're in their little dress thing. A little white with it too. And then they got their arms weaving. They're like, ooh, look at me, I'm weaving. Weave, weave, weave. So I got Tymna. And then we'll attack in. We'll make the extra clones with Voice of Victory until end of turn, and then we'll draw 3 cards and lose 3 life. 1, 2, 3. We'll pay 2, and we'll play out a Talisman. And then we'll go to our next turn, and we'll draw an extra card through Ristic. At least 1, normally. And now we'll play out our Noctis. Bonk! And then we'll attack in again with the extra clones and our flying creature. And Tymna, draw 3. We'll preordain. We'll scry 2. We'll put those to the bottom. And then we'll draw a card. And then we'll go down to hand size. And now next turn, Cephalid Coliseum will be active, which is super cool. So we'll play that. We'll attack in. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, okay. Okay. Mr. Cremora. Oh, yeah. We'll also say we draw it extra from Ristic in between turns. We have Dovin's Veto now. We also have Draenith Magistrate if we want to stop our opponents. We have Toxic Deluge up. If anything happened to our board, we can wipe everyone else's. We can kind of make it mutual destruction. We have a Rewind, and we have a Massacre as well. So we can continue to control the game really well and sink into Stupor. Let's say in between next turn, nothing really happens. We'll say maybe we cast it, Offer You Can't Refuse, and Silence in order to not lose the game. That's pretty normal on turn 6, right? I mean, people are going to be trying to win the game right now. We'll then tap an extra blue, sack Cephalid Coliseum, and we'll draw 3 cards. Next turn, we... Ooh. Okay. This is interesting. We can officially infinitely play Mishra's Bauble. Interesting. Okay. So we have a way to win the game right now. Technically speaking. As long as we have the mana for it. And then we'll say we draw extra through Ristic, like we said. Okay. It's turn 7, so let's play a land for turn. We'll attack in. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Huh. 3 mana. Cast Solemnity. Players can't get counters, and counters cannot get put on artifacts, creatures, enchantments, or lands. I will say we'll drew one for the Mystic War, and it died too. Now we can cast Urza's Battlethopter, which gives all of our artifacts flying, or not flying, flash, at any time. So but we need to do this on our turn. We'll cast Mishra's Bauble. We'll sack it and look at the top card of our opponent's library. We then draw 1 card at the beginning of our next upkeep. We can then pay 3 life through Noctis and do that, what? 10 more times? So we can just see if we hit a card we need. So we'll go down to 7 life. Oh, we're already Hail Marying. Screw it. We'll go down to 1 life. No, I guess we need to do down to 4. That way we can still pay the 3 life later. And we'll draw 11 cards. And hope we hit what we need. Go for the win on turn 7 here with Flash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, okay. We hit Gifts. We don't have the mana for it. We have Dark Ritual. Yeah, so that Gambit didn't work off there. But we could have waited till next turn and done the same thing and see if it would have worked out. We needed either Lotus Petal or to find Aether Flux. But with an expanded budget for this deck, we could have tutors in it, which would help significantly. And right now we don't have as many tutors in the deck. And so that's a big issue. But that is the bracket 4 version of this deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a kind of a budget fun Noctis that still does all of the really cool Noctis things we love about Noctis and why everyone wants to play him now with Gifts Ungiven. Very fun. It is time, everybody, for a secret commander deck. So this was requested by Ian. Ian has a favorite card in Magic the Gathering. It is Dreadhorde Arcanist. So Dreadcorn. Oh, chat lag. Sorry, guys. Goodness gracious. We just lost so much art stream moment. This has got to be called Our Deck or something. Came for the Magic, stayed for the art. He likes Moxfield. Let's see here. Bro has his whole library in his hand. Right. My bad about the stream lag there, guys. Sorry about that. I was in the zone. Let's see here. Ian has a favorite card of Magic the Gathering. It is Dreadhorde Arcanist. It says, whenever Dreadhorde Arcanist attacks, you may cast an instant or sorcery card with mana value less than or equal to Dreadhorde Arcanist's power from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. Now, I was asked to make a deck that used Dreadhorde Arcanist as its secret commander. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's a wizard. And it has an attack trigger. Of course we're going to use Anala. That means we use everything in our power to tutor up Dreadhorde Arcanist as fast as humanly possible, and then immediately cast it, trigger Anala, and immediately attack with Dreadhorde Arcanist to recast things like Gamble and Faithless Looting, Gitaxian Probe, Imperial Seal, Rite of Flame, and all the other crunchy fun stuff that we can find in something like this. And what would be even funnier is if we do cast Dreadhorde Arcanist, and then it makes a hasty token, and then we get to recast Calling the Weak and sack that token. That would make my day. That would be insanely funny. So, let's look into how this deck accomplishes this. We can go one of two ways. We can wait to make sure that we start playing a hand that has really good card draw like Kefka or Izami, with Roaming Throne to make that faster, and then just hope we luck into it. Or we can make sure we get a wizard cycling card and or tutor. That is what I'm going to opt to do. So let's see if we can find a hand with that. Oh, okay. Very cool. Yeah, this is it. This is what we asked for. And some ramp. Cool. Draw. Oh, of course you draw gem. Of course we draw Gemstone Caverns return. Polluted Delta. Sack. Let's go get ourselves a body. Badlands. And then end step, Vamp Tutor. Go grab our Dreadhorde Arcanist, put him on top, lose 2 life, bing bing, and 1 from the fetch. Draw it for turn. Bloodstained Mire, lose a life. Let's go grab ourselves a Balsamic Island. And we're going to play our Arcane Signet first. Cool. Next turn. Oh, Faithless Looting. Play the island. Actually, Misty Rainforest. Go grab Steam Vents, shock it in. 1, 2, 3, down to 33. This is actually kind of hype. We're going to set up for next turn. So we're going to play Harmonic Prodigy, and then we're going to make a copy of it with Anala. Oh my gosh, guys, this is actually so hype. Wait a minute. Oh, this is so sick. We have a couple things we get to do here. This is dope. Wait a minute. Okay, so let's make our little harmonic. Let's give her that like ashy white background. Hold on. It's kind of red, right? So some trickles of red, some trickles of black, right? And then little trickles of white. Get a little more in there. And then we have this, like, sketchy mountain thing here in the center. Right? Okay. Got our mountain. And then I'm colorblind, so let's see if this is the right color. I'm going to say she's got this color on. She's playing her big instrument. Give her some hair. We'll give her this color hair. Whoop, whoop. Give her a face. And then she's got her instrument. The strings and stuff. There we go. Yeah. Harmonic Prodigy. Yeah. The only life point that matters is the last one. And then Faithless Looting. By the way, this goes away at end step. It's just funny. We cast Faithless Looting, Prowess Trigger. And so we'll get 2 Prowess Triggers on this Harmonic Prodigy. We will then draw 2 cards and then discard 2 cards. We'll discard these lands. And then that attacks in and then goes to graveyard. And Faithless Looting goes to graveyard. So let's organize our graveyard real quick. We're going to put Vamp and Faithless there. Next turn. Luxury Suite. Cast Dreadhorde Arcanist. Whenever Dreadhorde Arcanist attacks, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard, mana value equal to or less than its power. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a copy of our Dreadhorde Arcanist. I won't take too long in this, I promise, but it is pretty fun. All right, let's get him over here. Hold on. He's got like a little coat thing. Little coat thingy thing going on there. Got like a big evil looking like whatcha around his neck. And then the rest of his body kind of flows suit from there. Whoop, whoop. And then we'll give him some little accents of red because he's a red card. Yeah. Ching, ching, bonk, bonk. And then his big scary head with his big nose. Bonk, bonk. And then he's holding out with impressive stature his cane. Wah! Oh, wrong color. Cha! It's a big fork. There we go. And we're going to pay for that side of haste. Trogdor. Oh, I love Trogdor. Dreadhorde Arcanist then says, attack, and Harmonic Prodigy will have it triggered twice. And so now we'll get to cast Faithless Looting without paying its mana cost. So we'll draw 2, discard 2, bonk, bonk. But that happens twice, and we also get to cast Vampiric Tutor. Sadly, it then does go into exile. So cool. Vampiric Tutor. Very cool. And now we can go get more things that we would like to recast. And I think the coolest thing we could probably do here is go find... I'm going to say the coolest thing we could do here... I think it might be a Wheel of Fortune. Because we want so many different cards. I think it's a Wheel of Fortune. I think we got a Wheel of Fortune here. Or another 1-mana tutor to recast with Dreadhorde Arcanist. That's a hard... That's hard. Because we can get Entomb. Ooh. Nah, we'll just get a wheel. We'll get a wheel. We'll get a wheel. Put it on top. Awesome. We have 7 cards in our graveyard. So we'll pay 2, and we're gonna Cabal Riddy, and we're gonna hit the Cabal Gritty, and we're gonna add 5 black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bonk. And then we'll use 2 of that plus a red. Wheel of Fortune. We'll keep that copy over here for now. And we'll discard our hand. And we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, baby. Okay. This is pretty hype. Oh, we didn't get it. Oh, no. Arnar. We didn't get any instant or sorceries to cast. Arnar. Oh. Okay, we're going to have to beg for an instant or sorcery to appear in our hand now. Because we don't have any more 1-mana instant or sorceries in our graveyard. No! Arnar! Well, we'll use 2 of the floating mana for a stone. We'll play a land for turn. And we'll pay 3 mana for a mirror box. Bummer. Bummer. Alright, next turn. Arid Mesa. Get that land out the way. Go grab a Watery Grave. Or not Water, we can't grab Watery Grave. We'll just grab Blood Crypt. Bummer. Still no instant or sorceries. Dang. I think 1 instant or sorcery and leaving all these things in our hand is the right thing to do. We just need a single instant or sorcery, and we can win the game. Like, on the spot. Like guys storming off. Huh. That is so hard. Yeah, we just get a Lotus Petal. Darn. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it still triggers a bunch. So, the idea here is we can pay 4... Black Waltz, pay 1. We have a token copy of Black Waltz, and we can keep it because of Mirror Box. And then when we cast this Lotus Petal, we'll deal 8 damage to all of our opponents due to Harmonic Prodigy plus Black Waltz. But if it was an instant or sorcery, we could do that 3 times and deal 24 damage to all of our opponents, which should kill people at this point, because we can replay it through Dreadhorde Arcanist. Oh man, that's a bummer. There we go. Time Warp does it. That would win the game. But as you saw, very cool. There's a lot we can do with this deck, and it's really fun to have a secret commander. I think those decks are super fun. And what better deck to have as a secret commander than using a Nala that is able to effectively be a commander without you ever having to cast it, which is super fun. So definitely hope you guys enjoyed that. I love having secret commanders, and Dreadhorde Arcanist is a really freaking cool secret commander. It's really freaking cool. So what do we have next? Ooh, okay. This deck is very fun to test. Okay, I'm excited to show you guys this one. Welcome to Togo Ishkatek. This is all about being a fun goblin like rock thrower. So Togo says, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a colorless equipment artifact token named Rock. I wasn't ready for how funny that would be to say that out loud. That was very funny. That was hilarious. Okay. Togo, Goblin Weaponsmith, Rock. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a colorless equipment artifact token named Rock. With equipment creature, it says equip creature. Equip creature has 1 colorless, tap, sacrifice Rock. This creature deals 2 damage to any target, and equipment is 1. And then, Ichtakik Salvage Splicer says whenever it enters the battlefield, create a 3/3 colorless golem artifact creature token. Whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on and a +1/+1 counter on all the golems you control. So the idea is we make a golem, we attach the rock to the golem, and then next turn, when Summoning Sickness is done, we tap it, sack the rock, and put a +1/+1 counter on all of those golems. So that is how we're going to continue to do that. And then we're also going to re-ETB Ichkatek to make more golems. The deck is full of golems. We've got Geode, Gingerbrute, Golem Artisan, Howling, and then, of course, one of the best ones in the entire game, frickin' Academy Manufacturer, so that when all these artifacts come in, we're going to be making a bunch of other tokens, which is really cool. Solemn Simulacrum, literally one of the most known golems, and I think probably all of Magic the Gathering. And then we have a landfall package due to the fact that Togo is still a landfall commander. We aim to get Togo out on turn 2 if possible, but there's also a lot of other turn 1 plays that we like, so we're not like gunning for it desperately. And this deck is also meant to be on a budget and in bracket 2, so this is not meant to be an insane overpowered thing. So I left the deck at a $200 budget in bracket 2 and told them to bring it up to bracket 3. All they're going to have to do is add their 3 game changers of their choice within their budget, because I had to work with a $200 budget. So I didn't have budget for what we wanted. Oh, that's so sad. If this deck, oh man, if we had a forest in this hand, this would be cracked. It'd be forest, elves, commander, and then migration path. Oh my gosh, that's so sad. That'd have been an insane hand. No turn 1 plays, but a really good turn 2 play. Oh, no, sacrifice star. Okay, no turn 2 play now. We don't like a hand that doesn't do anything. Okay. Much better. Much better. Okay. Let's switch the overlay over to playtest. Thank you, Sam. Let's try this hand out. So land, pass. Next turn, land, Belwar Stone. Awesome. Okay, now. Oh, and exploration. Woo! Okay, awesome. Pay 3 mana, play Togo. Play a land, trigger Togo. Make a rock. We're going to make lots of rocks, just so y'all know. So, put our lands over here, because this screen is about to get messy. Put Togo here in the corner. All right, this hand is definitely going to get messy quick. So, let's put the rocks over here. We're going to have a lot of rocks. All right, land enters the battlefield, create the rock. And then we're going to exploration into land, make another rock. Bonk. I don't know why it's tapped. Very good. Okay. Oh my gosh, and we got the land drop. Holy crap. Okay, this is about to be hilarious. Okay. We're going to make a massive golem here in a second. Oh my gosh. So we're going to pay 5 mana for Ichkatek. Or Ichtekik. We'll say Salvage Splicer. We're going to call him Salvage Splicer. Salvage Splicer comes in, make a golem. Bonk. And then we're going to play our first land for turn. Bink. Landfall. Make another rock. And then the golem gets a +1/+1 counter. Awesome. Holy crap, this next turn is going to be insane. Okay. First thing we do, for 3 mana, we're going to cast Tireless Tracker. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, investigate. That means make a clue token, which is kind of insane. Oh my gosh. This is currently bracket 2. Currently. It's going to be bracket 3 once the person who purchased this deck makes it into bracket 3 with my recommendations, but I didn't know what their budget limit was. Okay, yeah, this is going to be crazy. So we're going to pay 3 mana for Kodama's Reach. We'll grab 2 basics. One goes onto the battlefield tap. That'll be this forest, which will make a rock. And it'll also make a clue token, which will put 2 more counters up on the golem. Then, we also get 1 to hand. Boom. We'll put this mountain in hand. Play that mountain, make a clue, make a rock, 2 more counters on this golem. Whoops. Accidentally made 2 more golems. Bink, bink. And so, now as you can see, it's really starting to kick up how this deck works. Oh, we found another golem. Amazing. It's 8 mana, though. That's hard. I don't know if we want to do that yet. Yes, all decks are going to be given to everyone by this Friday. This is the last week for catch up. You will be getting your deck by this Friday. Thank you for your patience. We have a 9/9 right now. Cool. We like that. Very good. Oh, also, we needed to put 5 counters onto our commander. Whoops. I think we're going to continue the land shenanigans next turn, and we're just going to do Bosch this turn. That way we have another golem to attack with. I like that more. Good. Okay. So, let's cast Rite of Flame. Make 2 red mana. 1 more. Burnished Heart. Artifact enters the battlefield. Yeah, Phyrexian Triniform would work. Totally agree. We make a artifact enter the battlefield, and so put the 1s, and then we're going to attach these, sack, pay the mana, and going to make a, we're going to make a ton more. Very good. And then pay 3 migration, or sorry, pay 4 migration path. 2 more lands onto the battlefield, tapped, and that makes us 2 more rocks. Rock. And so the idea now, as you continue down this tree and you continue what this deck does, as you can tell it does, you're going to be using things like clue tokens, draw cards. You can use Brandish Heart to get more lands and trigger. Eventually, we're going to smack for commander damage. We're going to kill 1 player with commander damage. And then we're going to be using the golem that we have, or the other golems in our deck that we are continually adding counters on, which this one has 4 now. And we're going to be killing the rest of the players, not with commander damage, but just with random normal damage. No worries, Jay Biven. Totally understand. Yeah. So if you guys want a deck made by me, this Christmas season, we are now also offering, not only do you get a custom deck made, not only do you get it shown on live stream, I also make a YouTube short for your deck. So if you are interested in getting a deck made, guys, now's the time. Now's the time. December is the month. All right, everybody, this is our last deck of the day. This is for Zach. Today is our shortest day for showing decks. Tomorrow and Friday are the long days, very long days. Hope you guys are excited about that. Zach, you got what you described to me. You wanted the cockroach. You wanted a deck that cannot die. A deck that can always come back from anything. I loved this idea. I don't believe a deck that is supposed to be a cockroach has blue in it at all. This deck is supposed to be about getting thrown into the garbage bin and coming back. No protection whatsoever. That's not what we're in for. So, what I thought about, yes, KV, we are getting grandfathered in shorts. That is correct. So, Nethroy says, whenever a creature mutates, return any number of target creature cards from your graveyard with total power 10 or less and put them onto the battlefield. The idea with this new build is we're going to be taking cards like Fog, if I can find the original Fog, am I blind? Fog. And we're going to be using these to continuously kind of like push back. Yes, October is almost done. We are almost finished going through the October decks, correct. All October decks, all of them are being finished by tomorrow. Or sorry, by Friday. I almost thought it was Thursday. All October decks are finished by Friday. And we're well into the November decks by then as well. So, what are we doing about keeping ourselves alive? We're cockroaches. We want to use all of our creatures that we have to... Oh. Uh-oh. Whoa. Did I just get a McAfee ad from Moxfield? What just happened? I hovered over one of these ads, and it took me to a McAfee page. Oh, that was terrifying. Dear God. Uh-oh. I don't like that. I don't have McAfee on this computer. So I got cockroached. Yeah. So the idea with this deck is that we have things like Spore Frog and Fog and different ways to prevent all combat damage and keep our creatures safe. But let's say a creature dies. What are we going to do, Death Cat? What are we going to do? We are going to have things like Luminous Broodmoth. Whenever creature you control without flying dies, return it to the battlefield. And then, when all those dies, Nethroi mutates and puts all the creatures back from our graveyard. And we continually survive everything. Now, if anyone does attack you and you want to, you can take all the damage, but instead use Arachnogenesis or Ink Shield to prevent all the damage and make an insane amount of tokens to swing out and win. So that is the entire theme of the deck. We're going to be a cockroach. We're going to get destroyed constantly, smacked, hit, gain life, and stay alive, all until one day someone finally sees us as the last person. They slam Craterhoof. They slam Finale of Devastation X equals a billion. Ink Shield, baby. That's what we're setting up to do. So, the inevitability of this deck also comes from the fact that we have things like Cosmos Elixir to keep us up, either in card draw and in life. So that's very important. So Cosmos Elixir is awesome. But we slowly build up to making sure we don't die, and that's the important part. In this deck, or this hand has it. We have Karmic Guide to get back things from the graveyard. We have Spore Frog to keep us from large combat damage. And then we also have Jared's Orders in order to put things in our graveyard to use Nethroi in order to keep the game plan going as a cockroach. So we love this hand. Let's draw. I'll play land for turn. We'll play that because it comes in tapped. And then we'll play out Spore Frog. Oh, we could have played Spore Frog turn 1. Right. Okay, that comes in tapped. Awesome. Jungle Hollow, we gain a life. And then we should have scryed one from Temple of Melody. We'll put that to the bottom of our library. No problem. And we'll play this instant and prevent all damage. And if that source is red, it also deals damage to that creature's controller. Pretty cool. But we'll say it's turn 3. People are probably swinging at us. We'll prevent the damage. Bonk. Next, tap. We gain a life. And then we'll have Scourge come out and immediately die. Because its toughness is equal to 20 minus the highest life total. Which is a secret tech for this deck. We'll get to that in a little bit. So Scourge immediately dies when it enters the battlefield. Nice. We'll play out Elixir. And then because we're above our starting life total, we get to draw a card. Great. And then we'll play out a Talisman. And then we'll play out Aegis of the Gods. And we now have Hexproof. Yeah. End step, draw an extra card through Cosmos Elixir. Play out Selesnya Charm, Elixir of Immortality, and we have the True Believer, and you can't. So now we have double Hexproof. We're gaining life every turn, and we have an emergency gain life through Elixir of Immortality, and we have a way to prevent combat damage. So it's turn 7, and we are making sure our opponents cannot touch us. Nothing's going to happen to us. We are bothering them so much. So let's say we had to use Spore Frog, so Spore Frog's in the graveyard, and let's say someone killed one of our creatures that gives us Hexproof, right? What's up, Cortez? Thank you very much. Glad you enjoy the mustache. And we also draw 2 extra cards through elixirs. Oh, I forgot about that. And let's say we also use our Elixir of Immortality. So we're at 47 life. Cool. Play Brushman for turn. We'll play Safi, and we'll play out Karmic Guide. Karmic Guide will bring back True Believer, and then we can sack Safi to bring back Spore Frog whenever we want. Very good. And then let's say someone tries to attack us, so we Fog. No damage, draw a card through Cosmos. Snarl comes out tapped. No big deal. So we can extend the game so long. We are being the cockroach. This can go forever. But in order to win the game, we're going to cast Jared's Orders, and we're going to search through our through our library, and we're going to go get any creature cards, up to 2 of them, put them into our hand, and the other into our graveyard. So the one we want in our hand, let's see here, is probably Dark Confidant, and then we'll put Zulport Cutthroat in the graveyard. Actually, we'll do a different part of the combo. We will do, let's see here. Which combo do I want to do? There's 2 in the deck. Probably. Which one? Actually, we'll go for Group Slug. So we will do this. And then we'll play out the Dark Confidant. Very nice. We'll draw 2 extra cards. Go to our next turn. Path of Ancestry. We now have triple hexproof. We have 3 ways to stop all combat damage. And we have a life linker. And that'll put something straight into our graveyard that we want. And we'll go grab, where is it? Luminous Broodmoth. Now, we'll then mutate Nethroy onto Gravebreak, which will now give Nethroy, or actually not Gravebreak. We'll do onto Karmic Guide. Because they're not a human, right? Yeah, we're good. So now they're a 5/5 flying Death Touch life linker with protection from black. Awesome. And then we get to bring back Luminous Broodmoth, Zulport Cutthroat, Sacred Spore Frog, and Scourge. Scourge immediately goes back into our graveyard. And then we sack the Spore Frog to itself. All of our opponents lose 1 life. We gain a life. Yes, they did. I believe there was a functional reprint, correct. Everyone loses life, but Spore Frog didn't have flying when it died, so it comes back. We can sack Sephri, sack Spore Frog, brings them back, and we can keep using Zulport Cutthroat and continue to kill the table. And the idea is that so many of our creatures return creatures from graveyard, and then having something like Zulport Cutthroat out while being that like annoying cockroach that can't die will continually drain the table. And then we'll continue to prevent combat damage with our charms, with our fogs, with our Spore Frogs, and we're gonna live out that I can survive in the nuclear like holocaust, dream of a cockroach deck. And so Nethroy I felt like was just the best example of that. And I also really enjoyed that like secondary theme of being able to cast Arachnogenesis or Ink Shield in order to have a secondary win con, because I don't want to only survive, but I needed a win con that was about surviving. And the only thing I could find in theme with that was Ink Shield and Arachnogenesis. And I honestly think it kicks total butt. I think it like probably one of the most like still stayed on theme, but was able to sneak in a win con deck I've been able to make on this channel so far. I'm really proud of it. Very happy with it. But guys, that is the last deck for today. Tomorrow we have, I think, like 23 decks. And then Friday we have over 30. It's going to be absolute madness here on the channel. So get ready. We have huge live streams coming up. I'm going to be making sure to post those early, hype everybody up for it. We're going to have a great time. So thank you so much for watching today. Thank you to everyone who has asked for decks. If you would like a custom deck made, go over to my Patreon, come join the Discord. We'd love to have you. Website is out soon. very thankful for everyone tuning in today. Seriously, I could not do this without you. Super mad props to everyone. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a good day at work. Have a good evening. And I will see you tomorrow. See you guys. See everybody. Bye-bye.